everyone, I just want to quickly say to all my students, I miss you so much. I can't wait to get back to school so we can see each other again and continue our music. For everyone else, I'm Mr. Cook. It's nice to meet you. I hope you enjoy the video.
Okay, so first we should talk about beat. And a beat is identified as a steady pulse of a particular piece of music. Every piece of music has a beat. It could be fast or it could be slow, but it's always going to be steady. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on it goes. Never changing. Always constant. The beat will always be constant in a piece of music as long as it's a good piece of music. Watch out. To explore this concept, we can look at the way that you walk. Hopefully, when you walk at a nice, steady pace. You don't stumble every time you take another step. You take a nice, steady pace through your day. So, I'll show that now. Here we go. Let's try it. So, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. When you have that nice steady beat, then you can have a rhythm on top of it. And a rhythm is not the same as a beat. You can have a rhythm that goes along to the beat, but usually it's something completely different. Now, you do this all the time. You have beat and rhythm every day. For example, when you're walking, you're keeping that steady beat. But if you're talking to your friend, hopefully you're 6 feet away. Now, when you're talking to your friend while you're walking, you're practicing rhythm. You're speaking a rhythm, but you're walking a beat. If we spoke in beats, it would be incredibly robotic and annoying. Can you imagine? Just like that 1, 2, 3, 4 that I was just showing you. If you talked just like this with every syllable being one step forward, that would be terrible. It would take a long time to say anything. So when we speak, we have rhythms all the time. Now you'll notice that I am counting to 4. This is because I am using a meter to count my beats. Now a meter is a grouping of beats, and the meter will tell you exactly how many beats we have in a measure. So I'm using what we call 4/4 time. Now 4/4 time is the most popular time signature for popular Western music. This is the music that you listen to the most. Unless you're listening to music that comes from another country, say from India, you're probably listening to 4/4 time all the time. Now this means that there are 4 beats in a measure, and that for the 4 beats, every quarter note gets 1 beat. And we'll talk about quarter notes in a minute. That is our meter, our 4/4 time signature. Now to create our rhythms, we're going to use something that I call the pie. You'll notice that I like to use food to explain music all the time. I love food. There's no getting around it. So the pie will tell us what kind of rhythms we can create. Now we're going to only use some really simple rhythms to start with, but as we continue through, I'll post more videos about more complex rhythms.
Now to demonstrate this, I could use an actual pie. However, I don't have all the ingredients to make a pie. So I figured I would use a pizza. Now, the pizza is still round like a pie So it should work. However, this one is frozen, so I suppose we should cook it first.
Here we go. All right. Okay, so here we have our whole pizza. Now, this whole pizza represents two things, really. The first is that it represents our whole measure. In 4/4 time, this would represent a measure of 4 beats. Now, without cutting this, this can also represent a whole note. And a whole note takes up all 4 beats. Pretty simple. In music notation, it looks like this. Now, this note is very long. In a measure of 4/4, it would sound like this. La, all the way through all 4 beats. Now, if I take this pizza and cut it in half, let's see what happens. Just take my pizza cutter here and cut it in half. Now, I have 2 equal halves of the pizza. Or we could say that this is 2 half notes. Now, if a whole note is worth 4 beats, 2 half notes would equal 2 beats each. 2 and 2, making a total of 4. So in a measure of 4/4, you could have 2 half notes. And in music notation, those half notes look like this. Now, if we take those half notes and we cut them in half again, now we can start to see the 4 beats of our measure. So now I'm going to take my pizza and cut it in the other direction. Now with my pizza, I have 4 pieces. Or we could say that this is 4/4 of the pizza. And so in music, we have 4 quarter notes. And it looks like this. Now, each one of these quarter notes equals 1 beat. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And our music kind of goes, when we're counting beats, it goes in that motion of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now finally, if I wanted to eat these pieces right now, these are way too big. For me anyways. I like a little bit smaller of a piece of pizza. And in music, we can make our notes even smaller. So I'm going to take this pizza one more time, and I'm going to take these quarters and cut each of them in half. This time, 2 cuts are required. There we go. Now we're starting to look more like a regular slice of pizza. So here we have 8 equal slices of delicious pizza. Now, we called the last notes quarter notes. For those of you who are big on math, because these are 8 slices or 8 notes, we're going to call these 8th notes. And each one of these 8th notes is 1/2 of a beat. And in music notation, it looks like this when it's all by itself. And I'll show you in a minute what it looks like when there are more than one. Now that is our 8th note right there. We can have 8 of them in one measure of 4/4, and we would count them 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on like so. Okay, so now that we have these building blocks of rhythm, we can start to play around with them and make some different rhythms. This is by far one of the coolest things in music. Creating is all music is about. We can go back and analyze things like scientists all the time, but really, we want to be creating. So let's take some of these notes and kind of start to mess around with them. Starting here, let's use a half note. Remember, a half note takes up 2 beats, and it's half of an entire measure of 4/4 time. Next, let's take 2 quarter notes, and let's round out that measure. Each one of those quarter notes is 1 beat, and so this measure sounds like this. La, la, la. Or 1, 3, 4. All right, pretty cool, but not the coolest kind of rhythm that I would like to have. So let's play around some more with that. This time, let's get rid of the half note and throw in another quarter note. And now let's put in some 8th notes and see what we can come up with here. Now these 8th notes are each 1/2 of a beat. So remember, we count them 3 and. This would be 3 and if we're counting 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are our short notes there. La, 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 la. Pretty simple. All right, it's a little bit better than the last one, but let's mess around just a little bit more. Let's take this quarter note off and replace it with 2 8th notes. Now I have 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Or la, 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 la. There we have a sort of a repeating rhythm of short, short, long, short, short, long. Pretty cool. Now you can do this at home as well by taking a piece of paper in a circle, or just drawing a circle, and then splitting that up with a pen or a pencil and trying out some different rhythm. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video. I'll be sure to post more like this in the future. I know that we're going to have a lot of free time on our hands in these coming weeks, and I'd like to fill that time a little bit for you with music theory and fun things to do at home. So, stay safe. I will see you next time. It's time for me to enjoy my musical pizza lunch. Bye.